Hello, a very good morning to you all students. So, welcome back to your classes again. As you know that it's a high time for you that Saturday and Sunday has been allotted you as a holiday. But it is very important that giving the work within 5 days, you should complete it in these 2 days so that you can submit us and we can give you or we can solve your doubts if you have. So, today's lecture we are going to start with the same chapter. As in the last lecture, we have completed our first chapter, that is food, where does it come from? Today we are going to solve some, we can say, self check questions and true false, take the right options from the chapter given at the end. But before starting then, I should ask you, have you understood the chapter? What is it? You can highlight me what are the importance of the chapter, what are the important points of the chapter, what you have understood from the chapter. It's very necessary that you should know about this. Food, where does it come from? You are eating, isn't it? You are eating and all living things needs food. Yes or no? Yeah, the answer is yes. And why do you need food? You also know. Anyone can say why we need food to eat? Okay, I will reply you that because food is essential as it provides us energy for performing various activities. It also provides us nutrients that is needed for the growth of the body. It also repairs our worn out cells and tissues, and it prevents us to affect by the various diseases. It helps us out also to be pure. So this is the thing we can say that why we need food. There on becomes next that food is that much essential or important for us that we are supposed to eat it thrice in a day, and that particular meal has been described as a different name, that is while which you are eating in the morning we call it breakfast. The food which we are going to eat within daytime is called lunchtime, and the food which we are going to eat at night is called dinner. Three different time intervals and three ways of eating. The next word comes, that is in this chapter, is ingredients. What are ingredients? Anyone can guess? The materials needed to prepare them or prepare the food which we are going to eat are called ingredients. And you know, these are important as without these ingredients we are unable to prepare our food, whatever may be. Likewise, we can say if you want to eat rice or if you want to eat dal, vegetable, then what we should do? First of all thing, for the preparation of rice, we need raw rice and water. Until it boils out, our cooked rice doesn't prepare. The second thing we can say, if we want to eat vegetables with rice, then for vegetables what we have to do? We have to cook it within oil. Then as it starts cooking within the oil, we need spices also, some salts. Each and every portion will be equalized and it enhances the taste of our ingredients. Clear? But where does this ingredients come from? This is also a known thing. It's sure that some things which we are eating in our daily life are from plants or either from animals. So we can say that the main sources of our these ingredients of daily life living beings is only through plants and animals. So what are that ingredients? But these are also divided in some other sections, or we can say in different forms or types they are available. Likewise, fruit from, first we are going to just understand about the food from plants. As we have discussed that foods are of different types, isn't it? It may be of vegetables, some vegetables are of fruits also, like then some are of stem, some are leaves, some are flowers. An example known by this, each and everyone we can say like that, those which are the vegetables, those vegetables which are under root, we described it as that underground part of the plant is called root, and they are important in the form, and mainly what type of, we can say, vegetables are that are radish, turnip. Likewise in stem, if we are going to eat, some stem is the main long thin part of the plant, and it's a link between the plant roots, leaves and flowers, and of this also we are going to eat, like that are eaten is mainly sugar cane. You know, it's to be eaten raw, and for the six examples are potato, onion, ginger, etc. Same wise, leaves, the best example of leaves is spinach. Palak, you know very well. So palak, you know very well that you supposed to eat during winter. This palak sabji, it's nutritious and good for health, as it's contains iron. The next comes flower, cauliflower. I know that most of you don't like cauliflower, isn't it? But still, this is also an important portion, or we can say that the flower is also a reproductive part of a plant, and we used to have as a food. Like fruits and vegetables, these all are grown within plants. They comes under the head of plants only, and many types of different types of fruits this year. Likewise, now a season of mango, and many of you what, each and everyone likes mango. Yes or no? I know the answer will exactly be yes, because students don't like mango. It doesn't happen. Yeah, some like mango shake, some likes in the form of cake, pudding, each and everything. I know very well. Okay, the same like that spices are also from, we are getting from plants only, like cardamom, pepper, peas, and we can say many more. So now the next topic, that is foods from animals. Different types of animals provide us with different foods. Likewise, we can say it's also important, which besides plants, animals is also an important source of food we are getting. In that also, they are rich source of proteins and fats, also rich in vitamins and minerals, which provide us many more for our better growth mode. Like milk, we are getting from cow, buffalo, isn't it? And from that milk we used to prepare many much more things, new things, like the cheese, cream, paneer, ghee, curd, that is used for our daily use. Then meat, you don't know meats, I know, but this also having meats, if we have in our daily life, then it also help us to enhance our muscles and all things. Clear? It's also rich in proteins, vitamins and minerals. Honey is produced by honeybees. You know very well how the honeybee used to bite if you are going to touch the web of honey, so hive of honey. So please avoid that. And honey is a so sweet food that it is also used in medicines, and it's a source of carbohydrates in this. The last topic of this chapter was food habits of animals. As we know that there are different types of animals, and they used to have different types of food on the basis of their nature. Likewise, cow, horse, elephant, squirrel, they are usually herbivorous type. That means herbivorous. Plant eaters are called herbivorous. You know, and I have already discussed this with you before in the last lecture. The next is carnivorous. Carnivorous are usually the fleshy types of animals. They used to have flesh of animals. They used to like have flesh of other animals. They used to eat that. Mainly we can say lion, tigers, eagle, vultures, and etc. Then the third is omnivorous. Omnivorous, they are usually we can say all type of eaters. They used to eat all things. Both they can eat plants and flesh of other animals also. Within this, the some examples are bear, crow, dog, human beings, etc. Scavengers and decomposers. The next they are. What are scavengers and decomposers? Beside carnivorous and omnivorous like vultures, crows and hyenas, etc., they do not kill. They do not kill, but they eat the flesh of other animals which are already dead. Clear? So these are known as scavengers, and those organisms which feed on or either destroy dead plants and animals, they are called decomposers, and fungi and bacteria are best examples for this. So as we know that scavengers and decomposers are they are playing a important role because they clean up the environment and keep our surroundings clean. Those animals which are dead, if they are just living like this only, they create in they create a means we can say they make dirtier our environment, and it's impossible for us to have a life or get a fresh air to have it. So it's easy they clean up by having that flesh of dead animals. The next or the last we can say is come of food chain. Every organisms need energy to survive, yes or no? Therefore, as we see, the plants are usually the producers because mainly primary consumers are like cow, goat. They used to have plants only. After having these plants, they have they finish up or fulfill their need of food habit. And the same thing, what did the secondary consumers like lion, tigers, they used to have this primary consumers. मतलब अगर पेड़ को गाय अगर पेड़ को गाय या बकरी कोई खाता है, क्लियर, इफ दे आर ईटिंग, देन बकरी को कौन खा जाता है? बकरी को कौन खाता है? शेर. So this is an example that you can understand easily. Like this, some examples has been given to your book, और ये आराम से आप समझ भी सकते हो. Clear? Now comes to our section, that is our question bank. Today we are going to solve take the right options. As we have completed the revision of our chapter, now we are going to start take the right options. So come on to the first, take the right options. Which of the following is not a function of food? Which of the following is not a function of food? As we know, we have read in the very first chapter that what are the functions of leaf. Which of the following is not a function of food? So here are the options. Number 1, growth. Number 2, providing energy. Number 3, fighting against disease. And number 4, protecting other life. So what will be the answer? Can you guess? Okay, I'm going to tell you the answer. The option number D will be the right option. Right answer, that is protecting other life forms. Clear? Therefore, the next number 2 is a food chain always starts with producers. Number 1 option. Number 2, herbivorous. Number 3, carnivorous. Number 4, omnivorous. You know very well, just now we have done a revision of food chain, and in that I have said you exactly that plants are the producers. Clear? So that means being producers usually used by those animals firstly which they eat are called producers. So producer is the right answer. Second comes A ginger is a following part of the plant. Either it will be root, either it will be stem, or either it will be flower or fruit. So according to you, what should be the answer? As we have done the revision, then according to me, I think that it will be stem, isn't it? The stem will be the right answer. Yeah. Now number 4th. Which of this is not a milk animal? Milk animal. That means out of these 4 options, which is the animal which is not giving milk, not provide us milk? That is deer. That is deer, because buffalo, milk, camel and cow, 3 of these just provide us milk, but deer won't. The next comes, which of these consume both plants and animals? You know, we have just read out 4 types of animal food habits, that were herbivorous, omnivorous, carnivorous and scavengers. And in this, you know very well that omnivorous are usually called all type of eaters. That means they can consume both plants and animals. So omnivorous is the right answer. Clear? This 5 tick the options you have to do in your notebook with a good handwriting, and this will be your homework for today. So thank you for today. Have a nice day, and on the next day we are going to deal with the next topic. Clear?